Hello everyone, this is Brant and welcome to Brant Builds. Today, I'll be telling you how I made a giant glow stick so you could defend yourself from mosquitoes and giant horrific moths. But very quick, here's a message from future Brant. Hello, I am Brant. I just wanted to tell you before the video officially starts that I am no professional. I am of fire safety, engineering, nothing. This is not safe. I just did it because I thought it would be cool. And I wanted to, and I was bored. That's it. To start us off, I went to my awesome little red toolbox. I grabbed a little knife so we could use to cut stuff, some cotton rope, kerosene. We need that pipette. I don't know why I didn't grab that. A little screwdriver, and some electrical tape. Next, we'll need a sword from Amazon and a flameless lighter. To start us off, grab the flameless lighter. You're going to need the screwdriver. You're going to unscrew the very bottom, all right? That's how you get rid of the first screw. Then you're going to go to the top, and you're going to unscrew the top screw, all right? I'm pointing at it. And the reason I'm doing this voiceover load is because my 3D printer was going on full blast, and you could hardly hear me. All right, remove the screw. It's going to drop. Remove the cap. There's going to be this little black thing. I don't know what that's for, but it's some safety thing, I guess, to hold the wires in place at a good distance. But we don't care about that, so we're going to remove it, like so. Beautiful. Remove that little plastic bit. Here's me looking absolutely blind and clueless, but just skip that. Next is the tricky part. You're going to have to use a screwdriver or whatever to pry open the metal. So I'm just going to fast forward a little bit. Told you that 3D printer was annoying. All right, you're going to slide off that metal thing. Now you're going to unscrew 2 more screws. There's going to be one on the back. All right. Then you're going to take apart the little screw from the motherboard. All right, remove that. We're pretty much taking this whole thing apart. You are then going to remove the spring. So just get that thing out of here. Toss it. Go bust out your knife, and you're going to cut, there's tape over the little battery. So we're just going to cut the 2 ends so we could slide the whole piece off. And finally, you should be able to slide the whole thing, and you're left with this little doodad. Now with the lighter out of the way, we could start preparing the sword. Now the reason I got this sword, besides it being cheap on Amazon, the biggest reason was it had these holes in the center of the blade. You'll see it in a little bit. Look, there it is, beautiful. And the reason I wanted this was so I could put the twine straight through it, which is what would hold the kerosene, so we could ignite that. But look, it also came with these cute little ninja blades. This is a very dull sword, nothing really special, but still kind of cool. Yay, so now let's prepare the sword. We got our rope, like I said, it was mostly made of cotton. It could just be lantern, wick. But we're going to go through the first hole, get a little bit of length there. Then we're going to go through the other one. And what we're just going to do is we're just going to weave it through, all the way through, all right, to the very end. Once I have reached the very end, I'm just going to cut it with the knife, like so. And I'm going to wrap the bottom, the base of the sword, a couple times just to get a little spot for the flameless lighter to ignite. And we'll cut that piece off too. Next, let's grab some electrical tape. And basically, we're just going to be taping on the flameless lighter to the handle of the blade. And what we will do is we're going to make the 2 wires where the little electrical spark goes through. We're going to put some of the cotton wick in between those 2 wires. So when you press the button, it's going to ignite and the whole thing should catch on fire. And when you do that, this is what it should look like. See, the little rope is in between the 2 wires. So when you tape up, make sure you leave this part exposed, the button and the switch. Then you want to leave this part, this is where the wires will connect to the rope. And finally, you should leave this alone because that's where you could recharge the actual lighter. So we are now basically done. We're going to grab our bottle of kerosene and we're going to put just a little lather it all over the wick, the little cotton parts, the blade. Just make sure you do not get any on the handle because that's the part where you will be holding and you don't want your hand on fire. A little quick, I guess, reminder is when you first ignite it, it's not going to go boom up in flames. It's got to heat up first. So it's going to start with a small flame, which is pretty nice. It doesn't scare you or anything. And then when you cool it down, get the flame out, the moment you hit that button, the whole blade should go up in flames, which is what if you're after. And bam, that's how you make a giant glow stick. Now, I'm sure there's safer ways and probably less barbaric ways than the one I did with easier design, but I just combined two things together, slapped them with tape, and hoped it worked, and voila, it did. So, hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll post some other things I've been making, and don't burn yourself if you actually want to make this thing. Bye-bye!